For this team, obviously in the offense, especially in the first half, a bit of a struggle across the board. What was the conversation at halftime about jump-starting it in the second half?
Yeah, just getting back to what we're good at, starting fast. There's some communication errors in between plays, breaking the huddle, and so it's hard to be successful when you're not successful pre-snap. So those are things that we needed to fix, and we were able to fix them for the most part, but it just came down to execution today and just not making enough plays.
Is that verbiage from last year that's changed, new things you guys have added, or just execution?
It's definitely a little bit different of a game plan with some formation stuff and, personnel. We like to mix up personnel and whatnot, so it's just communication in and out of the huddle, off the sideline and whatnot, and just, trying to be as fast as we can getting to the line of scrimmage. So offensive line can make their checks and calls. Trevor can, see the defense, be able to digest that, and so that was, part of the reason why we struggled today.
Is there any previous experience you've had that you can rely on with you guys starting 0-2 to motivate this locker room?
NFL's hard, but the good thing is we have a lot more opportunities in front of us than we do behind us, and so it's just leaning on the guys that have been here, that have been through the hard times, and have been able to turn this thing around. And it's not going to take a superhero heroic effort because we have the guys in this locker room that can change it. It's just coming together as one and just leading.
Losing Evan in pregame warm-ups, how much did that kind of shake you guys up?
I wouldn't say it shook us up as a team. I think, more than not, you just feel for him and, his well-being, and he puts so much into it, being available and his preparation and whatnot. So, it just hurts, obviously, when you lose a guy like that.
How frustrating has it been for you? Because, you're used to being very productive, and it just hasn't happened these first 2 weeks. And I'm just wondering, especially on a day where they have to lean on you more because of Evan being absent, how tough is that for you?
It's tough. It's tough. Just hurts because I want to contribute. I love this team and I want us to win more than anything, and I feel like I do a decent job of providing some help and being able to help us win. And so when the opportunities aren't there, it definitely hurts.
Trevor said in there that he feels like everybody can point to a play where they felt like they could have done a better job, and he said it was everybody. And I'm just wondering, do you agree with that assessment?
For sure, especially in games like that, when things aren't going our way, and your backs are kind of against the wall. You got there for a reason, so that means we all kind of had a hand in it. And so I think it just goes back to just being critical of ourselves, looking ourselves in the mirror, and just seeing what we can do better.
How important is it that you guys stay as one in the locker room? Obviously we see everything from press box, sidelines, but when you guys are here alone with no media, no press, how important is it that you guys stick together?
It's important, but that's the last thing I'm honestly worried about, just due to the character of guys that we have in this locker room. Everybody's such a high character guy, and everybody wants to win, and we know that we're a team, and so nobody's going to point fingers, nobody's going to isolate somebody for what they're doing wrong. All we're going to do is just keep reinforcing that we believe in one another, and it just starts with our preparation and just going out there and making it happen.
What was the biggest issue on offense today?
I think the glaring one for us, just being out there, was just, communication. Like I said, talked about earlier, communication in and out of the huddle, being able to, get to the line of scrimmage, win the pre-snap, and then, personnels and whatnot, but I would say communication.
Travis said that he feels like this team needs to adopt a killer mentality, like a dog mentality, that he didn't feel like it was there. Would you echo those sentiments?
There's going to be certain guys that feel certain ways about what we need and what we can provide, and I think it's all great. And when you see somebody else, especially like Travis, who can set the tone, that's great, because he's a polarizing player for us. So he definitely has that and has that mentality, and, I think we can all individually kind of bring a certain mentality and approach, because we could use it right now. We can kind of use anything that our leaders want to give and, want to help turn this thing around, I think is useful.
Christian, most of the guys on this offense been here for a while. So how does the communication issue kind of rear its head with a lot of vets?
Yeah, no, that's the frustrating part, because we've been in this system for a long time now, 3 years now, and so especially for us that have been here, it's frustrating. So I think it just goes back to taking the practice to the game. Because we have been having great weeks of practice, we go out there and feel confident in the game plan, feel confident in what we're doing, and then when we get out, there on Sunday, it's just not translating. So I think that's just one of the things that we need to look at a little closer and really need to hold each other accountable for. for.
Everybody's frustrated, right? I mean, what's your frustration level? It looked like Doug was up there around a 9 or a 10, same with Trevor.
Yeah, I'd say I'm up there.
Would you say that a lot of this is just not finding the rhythm, and is that coming from the overall big picture?
You know, it's kind of hard to pinpoint. Kind of get lost in it, especially at the end when, you know, it's 2 minute and you're just trying to run plays, trying to get in position, and things are going fast. So I think it's just one of those things, you know, once we're able to look at it, look at the tape, you know, be able to pinpoint a little bit better on, you know, what's really causing us to sputter like this as an offense.